Hello, my name is Gabriela Lugo Rodriguez, and today we're going to talk about the Phase B hydration monitoring wristband. And this is system that I had on my chart is electrical engineering. So under that, we're going to have the power and energy management. Um, the person that is in charge of our evaluation is going to be the professor, the engineering Alex Bellis. In the outline, we have the technology assessment, trait study, decision matrix tool, subsystem architecture, subsystem risk assessment and matrix, trait study and risk assessment for critical components, and the project planning. Under the technology assessment, those are the references. We're going to talk about them in a few. So the first alternative that we have is the lithium ion battery with energy harvesting. It's going to be solar or kinetic. How does it work? The wristband uses a lithium ion battery for primary power, supplemented by solar cells and kinetic energy harvester to capture obtained line and motion, reducing the need for frequency charging. The components of this lithium ion battery with energy harvesting, it's going to be the lithium ion battery, solar cells, kinetic energy harvester, and power management. The application is going to be the wristband, utilize the battery for continuous power with solar and kinetic energy providing extra charge during outdoor activities and physical movement, ensuring extended operational with minimal charging. And then we're going to have in here the cons um, diagram for that alternative one. Now we're going to talk about the alternative two. It's going to be the supercapacitor based power supply with wireless charging. How does it work? The wristband uses a supercapacitor for fast energy storage and quick discharge to power the hydration monitoring system. Wireless chargings allow the convenience chargings without physical connectors. The components of this supercapacitor, it's going to be supercapacitor, the wireless charging module, and the power management unit. How it's going to be applied, the supercapacitor powers the hydration sensors and communicating system, while wireless charging ensure hassle-free charging, providing convenience and extended use between charges. And here we're going to have the concept of diagram. Now we're going to have the alternative three and last one. It's going to be the energy efficient low power wireless system with rechargeable battery. How does it work? Well, the wristband uses a rechargeable LiPo battery and energy efficient components like low power microcontrollers and Bluetooth low energy to minimize power consumptions. These systems ensure extended battery life while maintaining functionality. Components: rechargeable lithium polymeter, that is the LiPo battery, low power microcontrollers, and then Bluetooth low energy, that is a BLE, and low power sensors. How is going to be the application? Well, the wristband uses a LiPo battery to power hydration monitoring sensors, while BLE, that is the Bluetooth low energy, enable efficient communication with the app, allowing multiple days for use before requiring a recharge via USB-C or wireless chargings. And then we're going to see in here in the concept diagram. Now we're going to talk about the trait study. And in the first alternative, that is the lithium ion battery with energy harvesting, we're going to talk about the solar or kinetic. We have advantage and disadvantage. The advantage are reduced need for frequent recharging with renewable energy sources, the lightweight and efficient power management, and also the ideal for outdoors and active use. From the disadvantage, we have energy harvesting depends on environmental factors like sunlight because it's solar. Well, may not provide sufficient energy for extended periods without proper movement or like exposure. From the MOP's relations, we're going to have four: the function, the performance, the regulations, and the safety. In the functions, we have continuous hydration monitoring with minimal interruptions, seamless energy sources switching. The performance, we have the extended operational with minimal recharging, real-time energy management, ensuring stable performance. From the regulations, we have the compliance with battery safety standards, Bluetooth communication regulations, and energy storage safety standards. And in the safety, we have the protection against overcharging, thermal issues, and most moisture exposure. And then we have the alternative two for the trade study. This is supercapacitor. From the advantage, we have fast charging and long lifespan, reducing maintenance. Wireless charging eliminate physical ports for users' convenience. We also have the ideal for short duration, high power needs to like sensor activation. From the disadvantage, we have low energy density, leads to shorter operational times, and we also have that it requires regular access to a wireless charging pattern station. From the MOP's relation, also we have the same four: function, performance, regulation, and safety. From the functions, we have continuous hydration monitoring with minimal downtime, ensuring reliable alerts. From the performance, we have quick recharge times and efficient power bursts for uninterrupt functionality. From the regulations, we have compliance with wireless chargings, energy storage, and low power electronic safety standards. And also for the safety, we have protection against overcharging, overheating, and moisture exposure during physical activities. The trade study for alternative three is remembering that the alternative three is the energy efficient low power wireless system with rechargeable batteries. We have the advantage. And the first one is going to be low power consumption, ensures long battery life for continuous hydration monitoring. Then we have the lipo battery as are flexible, high density, and ideal for wearables. And then we have the Bluetooth low minimize energy used during communication. From the disadvantage, we have requires periodic recharging after several days of use, and then the LiPo battery needs regular maintenance and charging. From the MOPs, we have in the function, continuous hydration monitoring with efficient operation and minimal recharging. The performance, long battery life with low power consumptions, and the Bluetooth low energy enables efficient communication. From the regulations, we have the compliance with LiPo battery safety, Bluetooth energy standards, and the EMC regulations for wearable. In the safety, we have the protections against overcharging, overheating, circuiting, and battery leaks, safe for long-term skin contact. Now we're going to have the POC matrix for hydration monitoring wristband for three alternatives. And the criteria, we have the cost, the reliability, the safety, and the comfort. And we're going to also have the weighting baseline, and then alternative one, alternative two, and alternative three. Now, we give numbers in each alternative from 1, 0 to -1, being the 1 the best option, being 0 the same, and then being -1 like the worst. We have seen that the total for the alternative 1, it's going to be the best one because it's 4. And the alternative 2, it's going to be -4. So probably that's not the most convenient one. And then under the alternative 3, we got 0 on the total. That means that it's the same. Now we're going to have this system architecture. We're going to go from the power supply and energy management as we tell in the beginning. And then those three are going to have two systems. That is the three alternatives that I already given to you guys. It's going to be the lithium-ion battery with energy harvesting, the supercapacitor, and the low power low light battery system. Under those, we have that they use the energy harvesting, the battery management IC, the wireless charging, the battery power management IC. And then we got the kinetic energy, the solar source cells, the charging coil, the supercapacitor, the lithium polymer battery, the microcontrollers, and then we're gonna finish on the mobile app. Now, this is system risk assessment matrix for each alternative. And the alternative one being the lowest risky ones are liability risk, environmental and safety risk. And in the middle of the risk, in the medium risk, we got the operational, the cost, and the supply chain. And then being the most risky ones are going to be the regulatory, technical, and market risk. Now, in the alternative two, being the lowest risk, we have market, environmental, and supply chain. Being the medium risk is going to be liability, regulatory, and safety chain risk. And being the worst thing for risky things is going to be the operational, technical, and cost risk. Now, for the alternative three, we have cost, supply chain, technical risk to be the lowest one. In the middle, we have operational, liability, and regulatory risk, and being the most risky ones are safety, environmental, and market risk. Now we're going to have the critical components, and this is a trade study for the critical components. Being the first critical component is the energy storage system. We had advantage and disadvantage. Now, in the advantage, we have LiPo battery. It's going to be high energy density, compact, flexible, form factor ideal for wearables. The supercapacitor, extremely long lifespan, fast charge and discharge, excellent for quick burst of power. And in the lithium battery, we have long lifespans with use and efficient in maintenance power over time. From the disadvantage of those two, in the visual, we have to require regular rechargings and careful monitoring of temperature to avoid safety issues. In the supercapacitor, we have low energy density, means more frequent recharging, not sustainable for continuous long-term uses. And then in the lithium battery, we have that can be degrade over time, sensitive to extreme temperatures, and require safety managers. What relation they have with the MUPS? Well, the first one being the LiPo battery provides continuous power for hydration monitoring with long usage times, ensuring the wristband performance between charge. Supercapacitors are stable for short duration burst of high power, but frequent recharge will be necessary. And then we have the lithium battery. It's sustainable for extended wear, providing sustained power for hydration monitoring, ensuring operational efficiency and meeting power management needs. Now, in the second critical component, that is going to be the power management circuit, we have from the advantage of the PMIC. It's going to be efficient power regulations, protects battery from overcharge, ensure proper distribution of energy from multiple sources. And then in the EMIC, we have handles more complex energy flows, especially in systems with energy harvesting components like solar or kinetic. In the disadvantage we have for the PMIC, the complexity can increase, device size and cost requires precise configuration for optimal performance. For the EMIC, we have higher complexity and cost, consumes more power than simple PMIC, and may not be necessary for all use cases. The relations with the MUPS is going to be the essential for maintaining energy stability, ensuring that the hydration monitoring wristband system works efficiently, especially with multiple power sources. And then in the EMIC, we have that provides higher functionality for systems with solar or kinetic energy harvesting, enable efficient energy conversions, and ensuring continuous hydration monitoring performance. For the third critical component, that is going to be the wireless communication model. We have the advantage for it to Bluetooth low. We have low energy consumption, perfect for continuous communication with mobile apps while maintaining long battery life. In the Wi-Fi part, we have faster data transmission, ideal for large amounts of data, but consumes more power. And then for the Zigbee, we have efficient for long-range communication with low power consumption, sustainable for long durations wearable. In the disadvantage, we have the Bluetooth, shorter range, limit data transmission speed, not ideal for high bandwidth applications. In the Wi-Fi, we have high power consumptions, reduce battery life significantly. And for the Zigbee, we have limited data through output. Not ideal for real-time data transfer, needed in adjacent monitoring. The relation with moms, the Bluetooth, we have the support continuous, low power communication between the wristband and the mobile app. In the Wi-Fi, we have can enable faster data transfer, but the high power consumption may interfere with the device's overall energy management. And then for the Zigbee, we have sustainable for extended range communication, enhancing the wristband ability to work across longer distances, but maybe not overkill for simple hydration monitoring stress tasks. The risk assessment matrix for critical components. For the first critical component, that it's going to be the energy storage. We have that the lower risk, it's going to be the supply chain, the market, and the environmental risk. In the middle of the risky things, we're going to have the cost, regulatory, and the operational. And then being the worst thing, and the risky thing is going to have the technical liability and safety risk. For the number 2, for the critical component, power management circuit, we're gonna have the risk, lower risks are gonna be the supply chain, the market, and the safety. And the medium risk, we're gonna have the cost, regulatory, and environmental. And being the high risk will be technical liability and operational risk. And for the third critical component, that it's gonna be the wireless communication model. We have in the lowest risk, cost, market, and safety. And then we have supply chain risk, regulatory risk, environmental risk to be the medium. And also for the highest risk, we're going to have liability, operational, and technical. And now for the project planning, we have already the phase A, the phase B, have done, and how does it work by months and weeks, and also how I'm gonna develop the phase C1 presentation, that it's gonna be starting the 4th month, that it's gonna be February, and the phase C1 presentation is gonna be due in February 19, 2025. Thank you for everything, and that will be all.